Storm clouds thickened over the Midwest as Monday began, marking yet another chapter in what's become a relentless stretch of severe weather for Michigan and Illinois. What unfolded was a fast-moving system packed with damaging winds, heavy rain, and hail, affecting millions across both states and bringing daily life to a halt in some communities. From suburban neighborhoods to major highways, the atmosphere turned volatile within minutes, catching many residents off guard despite earlier alerts. In Michigan, the first warnings began rolling in during the late afternoon. By 5:26 p.m. Eastern, the National Weather Service had issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Berry, Eaton, and Ionia counties. These were not routine storms. Embedded within the system were wind gusts reaching up to 60 miles per hour and quarter-sized hail measuring around an inch in diameter. The storms were moving quickly, about 50 miles per hour, and the damage potential was real. Officials warned of hail-damaging vehicles and winds strong enough to rip shingles from rooftops, topple tree limbs, and scatter debris across roads and properties. Towns such as Hastings, Portland, Grand Ledge, Lake Odessa, and Nashville braced for impact. In areas like Sunfield, Mulliken, and Woodland, residents were advised to shelter in the innermost parts of their homes, away from windows and exterior walls. The storm rolled through quickly but left behind widespread disruption. Roads blocked by fallen trees, homes with minor roof damage, and early reports of localized flooding, as brief but heavy rainfall accompanied the gusting winds. Meanwhile, just across the lake in Illinois, residents were already picking up the pieces from a storm system that had struck the previous Sunday afternoon. Batavia, located in the western suburbs of Chicago, bore the brunt of a powerful line of storms that came roaring through with golf ball-sized hail and wind that residents described as a locomotive barreling through the neighborhood. The speed at which the storm arrived caught many off guard. Neighbors described calm skies quickly giving way to sheets of sideways rain, then hail, and within seconds, debris flying through the air. Diane Anderson and Patrick Sommerfeld, residents of Bernadette Lane, were wrapping up a quiet afternoon with friends when the skies suddenly unleashed their fury. One moment, they were offering someone a ride. The next, a massive tree, nearly 40 years old, was ripped from its base and crashed across their front yard. Sommerfeld later said she couldn't even see the tree fall. It came so fast, and from the side, visibility was nearly zero. After the storm passed, the streets were blanketed in green, tree limbs, leaves, and debris everywhere. It looked, she said, like someone had tossed green confetti from the sky. Other residents emerged from their homes to find trees on houses, cars crushed, and streets submerged in water. In several areas, including parts of Route 31, roads were closed entirely as emergency crews worked to clear power lines and trees. Many homes remained without power well into Monday morning, as utilities struggled to repair lines that had snapped under the pressure of fallen branches and high winds. In the city of Chicago, the storms continued their march. By early afternoon on Monday, new warnings were issued for Cook, DuPage, and Kane counties. These warnings described 60 miles per hour wind gusts and hail capable of damaging property. The storm system, moving at around 30 miles per hour, swept through areas like Oak Brook, Westmont, Oak Lawn, Englewood, and Hyde Park, all densely populated communities. Travelers on Interstates I-55 and I-294 were advised to expect sudden wind shifts, poor visibility, and possible road obstructions due to debris or fallen branches. For drivers and pedestrians alike, it was a treacherous few hours. Power outages again became widespread. Roof damage and broken windows were reported, and local authorities urged residents to remain indoors until the storm cleared. Despite the damage, residents responded with remarkable speed and unity. In Batavia, neighbors who had never met before came together to help clear yards, saw fallen limbs, and check in on one another. Some patched up holes in roofs, while others shared supplies or offered their homes as a refuge to those left without electricity. Among them was Mike Frell, who passed time during the outage by playing guitar on his front porch. His calm, steady strumming was a moment of peace amid the chaos. He later remarked that, thanks to accurate forecasts, he had time to prepare, and he was grateful for the advanced warning. But not everyone escaped with just roof damage and cleanup duties. In some parts of the storm-affected area, chimneys were blown off roofs, and one swimming pool, set to be filled this week, was instead filled with the debris of trees and rooftops. As of now, the threat is easing, but not over. The National Weather Service continues to monitor new cells developing to the west, and additional warnings may be issued in the coming days. In both Michigan and Illinois, the early summer weather pattern remains unsettled. Storm systems like these, powered by colliding air masses and high atmospheric instability, are likely to persist as the week goes on. Residents are urged to stay weather aware, especially during the late afternoons when conditions are most favorable for storm development. Preparedness and community cooperation remain key, especially as forecasts point toward the possibility of repeated severe weather outbreaks this season. From Hastings to Batavia, the impact of these fast-moving storms is a reminder of how quickly conditions can change, and how resilient communities can be in the face of nature's challenges. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.